What started as a legal dispute between Logan Paul and YouTuber Coffeezilla is now drawing attention for a very different reason. The fight isn't just about defamation anymore. It's about transparency, public access, and why one of the most high-profile creators online wants his sworn testimony kept completely out of view. At the center of this trending celebrity news story is Logan Paul's deposition in his defamation lawsuit against Coffeezilla. Logan has asked the court to allow him to label the entire deposition as confidential. If approved, that would prevent Coffeezilla from publicly discussing or sharing anything from that testimony outside of the courtroom. Legal experts and observers say that request is highly unusual. In civil cases, it's far more common for only specific sensitive sections to be protected, not an entire deposition from start to finish. That's one reason the motion has sparked so much interest across social media and legal commentary channels. Coffeezilla has now formally opposed that request. In his filing, he argues that Logan Paul hasn't shown a clear legal reason why the full deposition should be hidden from public view. Courts generally operate under the assumption that judicial records should remain accessible, unless there is a strong, specific justification for secrecy. This matters because depositions are not casual conversations. They are sworn testimony, given under oath, and they often play a major role in determining how a case unfolds. When a public figure seeks to seal that testimony entirely, it naturally raises questions about transparency. Another key point raised in the opposition is consistency. While Logan Paul is asking for privacy around the deposition, he and his legal team have continued to speak publicly about the case, including through videos and media interviews. Coffeezilla's argument is simple. If the case is being discussed publicly when it benefits one side, it becomes much harder to justify complete confidentiality when it doesn't. There's also a broader legal principle at play here. U.S. courts generally recognize a public interest in understanding how the justice system works, even in civil lawsuits. That doesn't mean everything must be public, but it does mean the burden is on the person requesting secrecy to explain exactly why it's necessary. According to the opposition filing, that burden hasn't been met. The argument isn't about embarrassment or public reaction. Courts have repeatedly held that appearing unfavorable under oath is not, by itself, a reason to seal testimony. This is why the situation has become a viral clip topic and a trending celebrity story. The attempt to keep the deposition confidential has arguably drawn more attention to it than if no request had been made at all. Legal watchers often refer to this as the Streisand effect, where efforts to suppress information end up amplifying public interest instead. It's important to be clear here. The court has not ruled yet. No conclusions have been reached about the outcome of the defamation case, and no findings have been made about what the deposition ultimately proves or disproves. What we are seeing is a procedural battle that could influence how much of this case the public gets to see. As the lawsuit continues, the decision on confidentiality could shape not just this case, but how similar creator-driven legal disputes are handled in the future. With influencers now operating at the intersection of entertainment, business, and law, transparency questions like this are becoming more common. So now the question turns to the court and to public opinion. Should sworn testimony from a public figure remain private in a case already discussed openly online? Or does public interest outweigh the request for confidentiality? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you found this breakdown helpful, consider liking the video and subscribing for more celebrity news, interview reactions, and coverage of trending celebrity stories as they develop.